Immersive and actually useful metaverses are likely coming a lot sooner than we expect, with large, say, gaming companies and other tech companies working on extremely ambitious projects. And what have I told you? One of the premier new platforms that many of these companies and developers are using to create these metaverse experiences is actually completely free and actually comes with free resources, including templates that you can use to actually make some money with. But before we get into that quick tutorial, I want to first introduce the actual platform, which is Unreal Engine 5 by Epic Games, which is the latest installment of their acclaimed software, which has already been used to develop plenty of AAA game titles and also has been used for industrial and business use as well, such as architecture, film technology, and different types of virtual reality simulations as well. By the way, over 85 game studios, including renowned studios like CD Projekt Red, famous for the Witcher series, as well as Cyberpunk 2077, are already utilizing Unreal Engine 5 to create the next generation of their games. And not only that, but Epic Games has also received an additional $2 billion to help develop and work on the metaverses from large players like Sony, who actually contributed $1 billion, as well as Kirkby, which is the company behind the Lego Group, which happens to also be developing a metaverse with Epic Games for kids that is based around the Lego franchise. And as if all those metaverse and gaming initiatives weren't enough, Epic Games is also recently beta testing a new app called Reality Scan, which is supposed to take your smartphone photos and specifically real objects and turn them into 3D models, again for use in the Unreal Engine game developer kit, as well as for other types of simulations, right? And also the metaverse in general. And by the way, the major improvements that Unreal Engine 5 makes over its predecessor is that the graphics and also the physics have become so realistic that they're almost indistinguishable from reality.
How do we know what is real?
Making it potentially not only great for gaming, right, but also for simulations, but more importantly for developing the metaverses, right? Especially if you can get into a metaverse that actually looks like reality and can replicate a lot of the physics and how the world works virtually. And for example, Unreal Engine actually released a recent demo which you can actually download on your own to check out for the Matrix franchise, which actually depicts characters like Neo from the Matrix, which look virtually like the real people, the actors that is, rather than like being a virtual asset. And to even top everything off, specifically in terms of making money online, Epic Games and Unreal Engine has really given a lot of free resources and even templates, as well as a marketplace for people to be able to sell their assets and also be able to learn the platform very easily through these tutorials and templates to be able to make money online. So with that, let's now get into how exactly to do all that with the Unreal Engine platform. First, I want to point out the learning resources that Unreal Engine provides, which can be accessed from the Learn tab, as you can see right here. For instance, if I click on Unreal Engine for Students, which I imagine most people are, and if I scroll down, there are lots of resources for those who want to seek a career in this type of game design or virtual reality design, metaverse design, or even things like film and TV, architecture, automotive and transportation, simulations and such, right? Because this is sort of the future of how people might do product testing and whatnot. And as you can see here, and this is what I would recommend if you're interested in these types of opportunities, and doesn't necessarily mean, by the way, that you need to get yourself hired by a company to develop these things, which you still could, but by having the skill of Unreal Engine, essentially you can actually be hired as a freelancer as well, right? So you can actually work on websites like Fiverr, Upwork, etc., or as a contractor by just reaching out to different companies and so on and so forth, right? There are a lot of opportunities, especially with the increased importance and prevalence of a need for this type of skill, right? So what I would recommend is to go and download the Unreal Learning Kit right here, because as it says here, the Unreal Learning Kits give you all the pieces you need to build your own project. Which, for example, you can start working on characters, environments, and learn more and more as you learn about game design. So it's sort of a learn as you go type of kit that they provide. And not only that, you can also scroll down to look at specific tutorials, right? So these are pretty simple, short step-by-step tutorials that you can just follow depending on whatever you want to do or focus on. There's a lot of possibilities with Unreal Engine, right? People can actually make money, and later I'll show you the marketplace on which people actually sell their assets assets. And what I mean by there being a lot of ways to make money is that there are many different types of assets and things you can do with Unreal Engine, and also thus something that you can focus on depending on what you want to do, right? For example, you can focus on world building with actual buildings or environments. You can also focus on game design, like level design. You can focus on specific types of games, like medieval games, or like character design, or like a mixture of the what I've just mentioned, right? And by the way, with the release of Unreal Engine 5, Epic Games also came out with very useful, free, and beginner-friendly templates pretty much for anybody to use to learn and develop games, different types of virtual assets, and so on and so forth, such as the one that we can find right here on their blog post. If I just scroll down a bit, the first one is called the Lira starter game, which, as you can see here, is a sample gameplay project available again for free download, and it's designed to serve as a starting point for building and shipping Unreal Engine 5 games. It's a hands-on, learning resource that incorporates many key engine features, includes multiple maps and modes, and comes with a fully networked multiplayer environment. Really cool stuff. And this will even continually be updated, as perhaps the software improves as well, right? Or people are looking for new features. And not only that, if you want to do not necessarily game development, but things like environment or asset development, there's also a city free sample project here, which happens to be the city template that they use to develop the Matrix Awakens experience, which you can actually check out on YouTube as well. And in addition to these two useful templates, you can also go over to their marketplace, which can be accessed at the top bar right here, to browse to even more free assets and templates and even tutorials that you can just plug and play, right, essentially in Unreal Engine. So what you can actually do is, if you just go over to browse here, you can actually sort by different types of content. So there's like 2D assets, animations, architecture, characters, etc. But you can also go to the free tab to just look for completely free, assets that you can utilize for whatever projects or whatever thing you want to learn, right? And not only that, but if you want to actually make money with Unreal Engine, you can even sign up to become a seller quite easily on their marketplace and even sell different types of assets. There are a lot of possibilities, not only just these characters or game related assets, but again, even very specific types of assets work. As you can see here, people are selling these like pixel art kits, different types of animations, and even like music packs as well, like boss fight music. And all you need to do is to sign up, go over to, I think it's, go over to Marketplace. Okay, and then go to Submit Content, and it'll actually, prompt you to fill out some basic information, as well as if you're in the States, like tax forms and things like that, or just like state your tax ID and things like that. And after that, you'll be able to set up your store completely for free and then start listing your Unreal Engine assets on here, right? Obviously, you can't just directly list somebody else's, free project, but you can definitely utilize many of the free assets that they have to develop and sort of polish your own content and also learn the platform that way. And plus, the marketplace is not the only place that you can potentially monetize Unreal Engine. Obviously, you can become some kind of freelancer online, like on websites such as Fiverr, where, as you can see, if I just type in Unreal Engine, there are quite a few gigs on here, although I don't think the competition is that fierce just yet, especially if you perhaps focus on specific types of assets or jobs. And you can also, by the way, list up to 7 different types of gigs on Fiverr as well, right? Or you can also do, like, for example, focus on the Metaverse keyword. If I just type in Metaverse, there are different types of gigs that show up. So it's important to optimize for different types of keywords on Fiverr to get sort of the maximum reach, because it's sort of a search engine, so to speak, right? And now let's take a look at how to actually download and utilize Unreal Engine to potentially start making some money from selling assets, doing freelancing, or perhaps even learning the skill and honing your skills further to become employed in the future, right? And they do have, by the way, communities on the Unreal Engine platform that you can connect with and perhaps seek opportunities that way. But with that, let's now get into back into the Unreal Engine website, where you can actually go over to the download button on the top right. But the catch is, you can't just directly download Unreal Engine from their website. You actually have to download something called the launcher first. So what this is another piece of software from which you can actually download Unreal Engine and any of their other assets. And it'll actually look something like this once you sign up and download it. By the way, you do have to sign up for an Epic Games account. It's completely free, so you can just very easily do so. But once you do so, you want to go up to the left side here, click on Unreal Engine, and then or you can click on the top right, and then you should see this page right here, which here I already downloaded Unreal Engine 5, as you can see. But if you haven't done so, it'll give you the option right here where I have my Unreal Engine 5 to be able to download it for yourself. And another important thing is, if you want to download any of the assets, you can actually go to the Marketplace tab, and then, for example, you want to get the Lira starter game, which it says own for me, which I already clicked on, added to my account. Basically, you can actually just go here, and once you already have your Unreal Engine software downloaded, you can just directly create a project from here, from the Marketplace. So let's actually try that right now. So I'm going to click on Create Project, and also create. Actually, you need to select a location on my PC, so I'm going to do that real quick, and I'm going to create a game. Okay, so here we have the Lira start game loaded up. There are different types of maps that you can go with, but this is the one that I started with. It's called Shooter Gym, and it looks very simple right now, and that's because it is. And all these assets are just like the bare bones, like ramps and just like blocky looking like environments, which can still work as a game, as I'll show you in just a bit. But what we can also do is import, right, any of the sort of existing free template assets, like building assets, different character skins and whatnot, and put them into your game as well, right? This is sort of the bare bones version, but if you want, you can definitely go into the Marketplace, download more free assets, and just add to this, right? But just to show you how the game player works, it's already set up in a way that you can actually play it. And how you can test this out is to go to the play button at the top menu here, and you can see the sharpshooter for nothing, you know? Alright, so this is definitely a functioning game right here. Let me exit the editor here. I'm gonna click on stop. So yeah, with that, these are the characters right here, the starting areas, and on the right is where the menu is for you to be able to edit each asset, right? So basically you can click on any of the assets here, and it'll highlight exactly which one it is on the map. And you'll be able to edit it and look at the various the various like details below, right? So like the location of it, the different orientations of it, behavior, and so on and so forth. And another cool feature I want to quickly show you is, if you just open up Unreal Engine without loading a project directly, you can actually look at a lot of the templates that they already have sorted by category. So you have games, and these are the different types of games, including like first person, top down, depending on the type of games you want to develop. And they're even like handheld AR type games and virtual reality. These two could be huge in terms of like metaverse implications. So these are the games templates, and then you can also go to film and video production type templates. As you can see here, there's like a stage already set up here, like a camera angle into a room, and so on and so forth, where you can add whatever assets that you download for free, right? And speaking of assets, if we go to architecture, there are some that already have assets that are populated in like buildings. There's a blank one too. Different buildings. There's like handheld AR version as well. And last but not least, there's also a automotive product and design and manufacturing category that you can check out. There's like a product configurator. This could be really cool for simulating different types of products or designing different types of assets and products. Which, by the way, if you want to sell any of your assets or experiences, you can just go over to the Unreal Engine Marketplace, sign up for a store, and then also you can consider looking at what people have been selling. Some of these can be really simple, like specific game assets or game functionalities, like a random point spawner, virtual reality inventory. You want to look for ones that have sold, right? So ones with ratings like this one. This is even just like a menu that somebody's selling. So they can be extremely specific aspects that people might want to use in their game, right? Like just like a small asset that might be useful for a certain function, like a game design or vehicle or environment simulation and whatnot. And that is pretty much all I want to show you guys in today's video. You can also check out my other metaverse and NFT related tutorials down in the description box below, featuring other free platforms and other budding metaverse projects. And you can check out my YouTube courses, one of which is free on my website, and the other one, the premium version, which is in video form, right, also has 2 free video lessons that you can check out without having to sign up for anything, and both will be linked down below. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Peace.